And if you're able to tell a good story, like about your book and about why readers should read your book, and if you're able to communicate that well, then you attract people naturally.
Even I think you don't have to say that you need to buy this book.
No,
you just have to tell the story. They'll find you themselves.
Exactly. You don't have to always be like, oh, buy my book, grab your copy. Yes, sometimes you want to say that, but to be honest, if you just tell the story, people are going to connect with it. That if you did a good job of telling the story, people will connect with it.
Every writer feels after writing 2-3 books that they're writing the best.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to buy them.
Yeah.
I think you relate to that feeling when you wrote your first 2 self-published books.
Yeah, I did. I thought...
And that's a tight slap on the writer's face when you realize that, no, that's actually not true.
It's a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It's a rude wake-up call.
Yeah, that's what I told. A tight slap on your face.
It is. It feels like that. It feels like a really hard slap. You're right. But again, then you have a choice. It's like, do I keep going? Do I keep persevering, or do I just give up and quit? So being a writer and having the career in writing is a lot of sacrifice. You have to figure out what do you really want out of this, I think you asked me a question off camera about about authors with a day job. What advice would I tell them? And I said I would tell them to keep their job, because I think writing comes from such a place of passion. You feel like when you're writing something, even if you're writing fiction, it's still part of you. It's still part of your life. So you feel like you're writing something very personal, and that takes a lot of emotion out of you. It takes a lot of energy out of you. And if you are not mentally prepared for that, and it's also if you attach money to that, if you're writing for money and then you're not getting that reciprocated, you start feeling like your self-worth is worthless. It's decreasing, yes, right? And you don't want to get into that position, because then you'll get into a bad headspace. Yeah. So I tell them keep their job, because really, if you could separate money from the passion for as long as possible, then it'll help you become a better writer, and then it'll help you stay comfortable and creative, because now you're not writing from a place of desperation, like, oh, I need to make money. You're writing like, what can I do to tell the best story? How can I make these characters the best they can? How can I be the best writer I can? And today, that's important. Quality matters. There's too much writing out there for you to think that you can be average, when there are over 4 million books published just in the US alone. 4 million. Yeah. So you can't just be average. What makes you different? What makes you different? What makes your story different? You have to be good. You have to tell a very interesting, intriguing story. And I think that the longer you're able to really dive into that passion and not really worry about making money, then the more creative you will be, and you give yourself a better chance.
Do you think that being consistent about writing, even if you get rejections, eventually leads you to that place?
Yes, if you are being consistent and also monitoring your growth, though, that I think that's important. You have to be able to gauge how well you are getting better, and if you are getting better, because you can write every day, and yes, just the act of writing every day on its own you will find some kind of progress, but you need to make sure that you're working on your weaknesses, and you're getting feedback from people to say, hey, this is not, you're not doing this well, you're not doing that well, because like I told you before, the agent pointed things out to me that I thought I was doing well before. So imagine I thought I was good at these things, and it took somebody with a skilled eye who's read thousands of books probably at that point to say, no, Kern, you're not doing well at these things. So I would say, as you are writing, being consistent, yes, you will eventually make progress, but you want to be going up. You want to be getting better. You want to be meeting more people. You want to be understanding the industry better. All of that. So you have to gauge your progress. Not just be consistent, but be consistent and gauge your progress. Because if you're not getting better, then you're really not. Or if you're not getting better sharply, then I think you're doing a little bit of a disservice to yourself.
Can self-published authors, from their already published books, evaluate themselves? Like sending already published books to an agent to get it checked, what I need to improve, how I need to improve.
Yeah, not to an agent. An agent won't do that for you. I think it's important that if you're self-published, get really good editors and readers. So there are a lot of freelance editors, especially today, that are out there doing work. The most amount of money you should spend when you're still freelance or when you're still self-published is with an editor. More than anything, because they'll tell you where you're going wrong. So I would spend as much money as you can. That's where you spend, because you need feedback. Writing, you can't be great at writing without feedback.
Of course.
You can't. It's just not possible. It's not
because it's the reader who is going to read it.
Thank you.
It's
not
for
you. It's not for you. Like you're right. Maybe you're writing
reader.
for yourself, but if you want to write and share your writing, then you're not writing for yourself. You're writing for an audience. So let the audience read it.
I think this is a big difference. Writing for your passion and commercial writing.
Yes.
They're very different.
Yes.
Commercial writing means you're going to sell it.
Yes. Yes.
Personal passion writing is like just for you.
Yeah.
You can just
do whatever you want.
You can write, yeah. You can write in any grammar you want.
Exactly. If that's what makes you happy, then do that. To be honest, and then take selling the books out of it. But if you want to sell books, then you have to understand the industry and you have to understand what it takes to sell books. And it's not just writing. Or it's not just writing from a place of passion. It's understanding and starting with passion for sure. You're not writing something you don't love. Yes, I agree with that. But at the same time, you have to market it. You have to find a way to sell the thing. That's how publishing makes money.